All right, good morning, everyone. I need to move the previous data over that I used in my video on Thursday because I actually made a new sheet this morning, not even paying attention. So give me a second to move that over because I have two Cup Series at Nashville sheets that I need to combine these real quick. Current form. All right, here we go. Let me get this, then I can start talking. Put that there. All right. All right, cool beans. We're all good to go. All right, this seems like a pretty good, pretty fun slate for me. I'm going to be pretty brutally honest in how I'm approaching this one today. Let me make sure that this is going. All right. Sorry, I'm having to fix a lot of things over here. All right, so entering this week, this is all right. I can X out of that one. So this is the current form entering this week. As I mentioned in the video and stuff. We'll talk about practice data. We'll go through the laps and everything like that. But who's in the top 10? Like, because these lines indicate top 10 and stuff. Who's in the top 10 that clearly checking off boxes entering this week? Okay, who in this top 10 checked off practice speed, long run speed, qualifying, and good pit selection? Okay, if drivers in this top 10 range here checked off these 4 boxes, I'm going to play them. Okay, let's kind of go through before we even look at the grid, before we even look at practice. Who's been honestly really quick? Who's been here? Who's a bit mispriced? Ross Chastain. 3 of these 4 races, top 5 guy. Okay, Byron, same thing. 3 out of these 4 races, top 2 guy. Okay, when we look at Reddick, in the top 10 here, needs the practice data to, needs to arrive off the truck fast, needs to be able to show up in practice, qualifying, everything like that. Okay, same thing there. Truex, been there. Who else? We could look at Blaney, be like, hey, hindsight, and all that stuff. Maybe we should have been paying more attention to Blaney and stuff. It's a shame. It's a shame that Bubba Wallace crashed in qualifying because he's been right there. Larson is there. Okay, so it's the same guys. I'm just kind of giving a quick summary of basically the video that I did on Thursday. So let's go ahead and look at the practice laps here. I didn't go ahead and remove the slower laps just because there's so many. I did this morning. But when we're looking at the back half of the field, this is the part that concerns me. Like Harrison Burton, this is concerning, but he's been able to pull it out in races that go long. I'm hoping that they can make correct adjustments and be there. McDowell is certainly showing better speed, and I have it sorted by averages. But I'm just saying pretty much in general, and a lot of these crews end up going in and putting tires on, at least running two runs on 2 different sets of tires, which it was nice to have practice back. It was like Giga Chad, NBC, and USA coverage is far superior than Fox. I was like enjoying NASCAR again. Shane LaJoie destroyed the car. I am concerned with Harvick's speed, just a little bit in general. Bowman just really, really slow in laps. These are not good laps compared to the field. Those are my main takeaways when I'm looking at a race like this. I'm mainly looking at individual laps in the back of the field, and then looking at the top of the field by their averages. And I'm just doing this so you can pause if you want to see like a specific lap or whatever. It's good to see that all these guys that we have a majority of the field running over 40 laps in practice. Harvick really playing the long game, hoping that he can get there. When we look at the 5 lap, 10 lap, 15 lap runs, I have these separated by 15. I think that's the best course. I think that's the best data point we can look at here because we still have over half the field running it. And specifically, it's a shame that we lost Wallace and Elliott. But for the most part, this is going to dictate your your potential lap leaders, your potential people that you want to prioritize in daily fantasy and stuff. And you see that it's very much correlated with 15 and 20 lap runs up here. But I typically try and use my best 15 lap runs to sort this stuff instead of just using like best ranking and stuff. Because like if you sort it by best ranking, which I see some people do here and there, it's going to make Jones look a lot better than he is. It's going to make Elliott look a lot better than he is. It's going to make AJ look a lot better than he is. I just prefer actually paying attention to the stuff that matters. Wish more guys would have ran 20. Otherwise, I'd sort it by that. But so yet again, didn't start out looking at practice data. Didn't start out looking at qualifying. We identified people in current form who should show up to Nashville, because Nashville is an intermediate track. I don't know why people are saying, kind of raised like a short track. You need to play Justin Allgaier. He's good at short tracks. Like, what? What are you talking about? All the data is correlated with intermediates. This is just an old school intermediate track. And every race used to be like this. It's now just because, these motors are neutered. This is the type of track that we like. This is actually a good race. It's fun to like actually see the drivers have to like get off the gas and where they can spin out. And this is a pretty fun track. It's a shame that we're actually going to get rid of this one for the stupid Nashville Fairgrounds in like 2 years. Anyway, Chastain, Reddick, Byron, Larson, Truex. No surprise these guys are there. The big surprise that I mentioned entering the week is the pricing of these guys. Chastain, I said, entering the week, he's a really, really good value. Like he's mispriced. Byron, the best guy in the field week in and week out, is mispriced. Truex is 10.9. Like that's mispriced. Reddick, in comparison to what he was showing in current form, moving through these races, getting faster and faster, just needing that good practice, needing that pit road selection, needing that good practice speed, like that's good to see. Like how can you not want to play Tyler Reddick today, So for me, the people that I want to try and play, and I'm going to tell you, like, let me not even back up. Yesterday was really fun in the Discord. It was a shame Chad Chastain really, really screwed everything over. Another race, and I'm not meaning to sound like this is an excuse, because clearly things are going to happen. Another excellent process type of approach. There was 4 people in the Discord swapping the lead all day. We had one guy who was attempting to solo take it down, win 20K. There was 2 people that if that line would have finished first, they would have won $5,000. Astukas was in there as well. I think he was 8th for a while. He may have finished in the top 13. BVP on the truck race on Friday finished 5th. Just a lot of killer guys in the Discord, a lot of quiet guys who like don't post on Twitter, who are just active and support the channel. Like, have been absolutely there all day yesterday. And I got absolutely fucked by all my stupid ass value guys. Man, had the nuts. Smith got screwed at the end. Man, I had Mason Massey and Josh Williams as my guys. Get different, man. If I don't go off of them, I probably contend to take it down as well. So entering this, like today, my projections, I don't know if other people are going to want to be this or be this aggressive, but like I love the idea of starting a line with Truex, Reddick, Chastain, and Byron. I'm probably going to do more than 3 lineups today, for sure. But if that's the 4 guys that I like and want to build around, I'll probably at least piss away maybe 15. I don't know if I want to do 60. I'll probably at least throw $45 in the 15 of just those 4, changing out the last 2 guys. I like that. I like playing the top 2 guys. First off, I think you play Chastain no matter what. $9,600. We've seen the first pit stall be huge here. if you can control the restarts, you're going to be in contention all day here. The leader has an advantage. Okay, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. He has an advantage. He has a pit stall selection. He's in control. Like I find it hard to believe that Chastain doesn't stay up there all day. Reddick is showing speed. Like these are the guys. Like look at this speed. Like this is big. These guys are in a class of their own. They are sub 30s. Then we have a big jump off. Same thing here. Sub 30s jump off. I mean, other than like Hamlin and stuff. But like you don't fake this speed. This is like no fall off for Chastain. There's like no fall off for Reddick. Very little fall off for Byron, for Larson, for Truex. Like these are the guys. One of these 5 guys are going to win the race today. Outside of a catastrophic disaster, your winner is in these 5 guys. More than likely, 3 of your top 5 finishers are these guys. Okay? Unless Toyota wants to pit on a green-white checkered like they did last year. Just throw the race away. Or the fastest cars all day, throw it away. But like this, like this is real speed. These guys are going to be in there. And I would expect out of these 5, I think 4 will have a chance to lead laps. If not all 5, especially if we get certain yellows, if guys want to, short pit, if they want to do other things. Like I want to target these 5 guys, and Larson will probably be the guy I'm lowest on just due to his pricing. That's really my main takeaway. You could very easily fit these guys in your line, and that's really my 2 cents. I find it hard to believe that the lap leader is not going to come from these guys, even when we're here. Like Larson, Hamlin, Bubba Wallace, they would probably be secondary contenders to get laps led. Based on, getting on pit road or something. Let's go ahead and look at pit road together. I already did this earlier, but let's go ahead and take a look here. Take a looky look. All right, here we are. So this is your pit stall. Am I blocking the one? Okay, you can see these. So this is Briscoe. This is Suarez. This is Reddick. This is Bowman. This is Blaney, because I know my little screen is blocking those guys on the bottom. Okay, so who checks off pit lane? It's Chastain. Suarez, but he's going to the rear, so that he's not in contention anymore. It's Chastain, Reddick, Blaney, Byron, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Hamlin, Justin Haley, not in contention, Chase Elliott, Bubba Wallace, Chris Buescher, Truex, and Larson. Okay, like those are the guys who have the best pit stalls. Combine that with your starting position and where you are going to be at entering pit lane. I count off 14 stalls here, or so that. But you also have to envision where they're going to be in the race. Like during the race, during the pit stops, 51 will most likely be a lap down. Larson has the best chance of competing with Chastain. It's all and we're splitting hairs here, but this is I think this is pretty important. Larson has a really, really good pit stall because he's probably going to be running third all day. Third, fourth, fifth, somewhere around there. He's going to be able to shortcut the entry to pit lane. So Chastain's going to have to run a much longer track on pit lane. Like you have to consider that. You're going to have an easy exit unless people squeeze him to the grass or whatever. He should contend to win off of pit lane today. Reddick is going to be there as well. Those are probably my favorite contenders to get the lead on pit lane just right off the bat. It's going to be hard for Chastain to lose it. But Reddick, Larson, and Martin Truex Jr. Those are the top 4 guys that I would envision getting the lead on pit lane right off the bat. So not only are we looking for good pit stalls, but then we're also trying to correlate them and understand where they're going to be entering pit lane, like where they are in terms of the race, or in terms of like where they are in positions entering pit lane. So that's that. Let's go ahead and look at chat. How are you guys doing this morning? Let me take a look. Hey, BVP, thank you very much for the donation, for the support, for the, I don't know why, I gotta stop calling them donations, but thank you for the support, thank you for the super chat. As I said, congratulations on your 5th place on Friday. You've been killing it, man. Good job. I'm happy to have you here. Happy to have you a part of the community who watches this stuff. 73 of you guys here, thank you very much. And Big Grip, how you doing? Good morning to you. What's going on, Kyle? Like the Zaddy lingo. What's going on, Josh? I mean, yeah, like even yesterday, like entering that Xfinity race, I've said it. I don't think I finished top 10 in probably like a month and a half at this point for NASCAR, and we've been there, just races haven't finished there. So I just want this race to go green, man. I like the process. We do so well, man. Green races. I just want this race to go green for once, man. What's going on, Scott? Dude, if you're near Houston, maybe we can grab some B-dubs, get plastered on a Tuesday evening. I like playing the front row together. I'm down for it. Not just because it was working for a majority of yesterday's race, but the fact that I like the chat. First off, we need to realize that this is going to be a long race. 300 laps is a long time. We got a bit of we certainly have a temperature transition. Probably going to be ending this closer into the evening. There are going to be comers and goers here, and I hate when people say that, like, oh, well, they're just comers and goers, but it's not like somebody comes from 22nd to lead. Comers and goers is the guy who ran 5th for the first hour and a half of the race is better in cool temperatures, and he goes to first, So I like Chastain to lead probably the first stage, and that's really all we need him to do. He's not going to get every fast lap because that's clearly been seen more and more this year, certainly in this next-gen car, that the leader is not getting the fast laps. They are just not getting the fast laps. So, Chastain leads, 67 laps. He probably has, 34 fast laps at that point. Who's clicking those off? Who's there? The other guys in the top 5. Reddick, Byron, Larson, Truex are going to be getting fast laps even when they're not leading. And so I'm not concerned about playing first and second together. And in fact, those 4 guys that I mentioned, I think it's 4 out of the top 6. That's how I want to play. I don't think we're going to see a lot of place differential come through this race. Thankfully, there's just I think Jones is. I could be wrong here. I think Jones is misleading. If people want to play Jones, let them. I don't know how you get to him. If people are getting to Eric Jones on salary alone, God bless you if you can find that $6,200. But I would not be building with Eric Jones today. I don't believe that he's gonna look. Why? Why would he? Yeah, he's right where he should be. I feel like people are gonna want to play Eric Jones because when you get in the 6K range, he probably looks the most appealing, especially if you're just looking at this stuff here. I would be hesitant to play Eric Jones today. I don't see him being a top 15 contender. I see him running anywhere from 19th to 25th. So yeah, I don't know. I just want to go on that. I forgot what I lost my train of thought. I don't remember what I was saying. Let me see. With the pricing wrong at the 9K range, are builds that need a driver below 5. Yes. No. Well, so here's the deal. Uh, Yaley is non-existent. Okay, too high up. Because I have my rules for min salary, and he breaks one of them. That's starting inside the top 30. Balicki is probably the guy that I would prioritize. Okay. Make sure I'm on this one. When I look at, I'll tell you. I mean, right now it doesn't really matter. They're all projected very similar. Like I have Yaley for 17 points. I have Brennan Poole for 15. I have Ty Dillon for 15. I have Josh Balicki for 14. Okay. I mean, clearly projection-wise says play Yaley in that situation. I want to play the guy who's just going to be able to get through the race if people wreck out, things like that. Even if Yaley has a running position of 28, I would much rather have Balicki or Ty Dillon. But yeah, like if you're going to need to play, if you're chasing that many guys in the 9K range, you're going to have to get to somebody below 4K because you're most likely going to try and get either Harrison Burton and Justin Haley, one of those two guys in your lineup, and then you're left with one 4K guy. I'm perfectly fine with that. That is my highest projected build right now, and I will probably do that in every single one of my lines, unless I can get a lineup, and I haven't really built too heavily yet. Unless I can get a lineup that lands on both Harrison Burton and Corey LaJoie, that probably leaves, I mean, at that point, I'm probably leaving nothing on the table. If anything, it's like $100 or $200. Unless I can get a lineup that I like with Harrison Burton and LaJoie in it, because I'm stacking the top of the field, I will probably be playing a 4K guy in every single one of my lines today. Just because I want to get these guys up here. I want to get these 5 guys. I want to try and get 4 of these guys in every single line. But yeah, thank you very much for the support, BVP. I appreciate it. Happy to have you. Or I'm glad that I answered your question, Sterling. AD, Reddick is Mirage. I don't know, man. I've been playing. I haven't played Bubba Wallace. My bad. I haven't played Reddick much this year. I've been playing a lot of Bubba Wallace. They're practically the same play. I think Reddick can do it. Very similar to Chandler Smith yesterday. If people, I mean, Reddick's there, man. And I don't want to make the same mistake I made with Blaney. We need to learn from where we missed and what we did wrong here. In the 600, I probably didn't pay enough attention to Blaney. So I want to play Reddick today. Let's see. I mean, they're all horrible plays in the 4K. At that point, you are literally just letting Jesus take the wheel, Brian. It's whatever you can to fill that line out. Do you think it'll be another caution fest like yesterday? I don't believe so. Hope not. If it is, oh well. We can't predict that. It wasn't last year till the end. People stayed green, and really outside of Chris Buescher losing a tire during green flag pit stops, it probably goes green to the end. That's even one less caution. So I'm going to lean to it being green outside of restarts. Xfinity race was a fucking joke yesterday. He's an idiot. Dude, I was so tilted, man. I avoided all the chaos all day. Everybody who wrecked out. I wasn't on them. My projections weren't on them. It was a perfect storm. Man, I still couldn't be there. Buescher top 10, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember what I have him projected for. Let me look. You can also answer these questions if you have access to my Patreon stuff where I post everything with projected finishing order and stuff like that. I currently have Buescher projected to finish 7th today. And at 75, that is a difficult price to get to. That is most likely prioritizing Chastain and probably like Byron or something, because it's going to be difficult to get to a really expensive guy and be able to get to Buescher. I feel like you're leaving too much on the table too much upside on the table if you're getting the Chris Buescher. Do you like LaJoie today? No, I actually hate LaJoie. He destroyed that car. We've seen it as of late. He has been so fucking slow. I want to kill myself, man. This has been disastrous. This has been horrific. And this is where this car is. Like, I don't know what. Well, first off, it's because LaJoie. I mean, I wish nothing but the worst for LaJoie. But he has gone off the cliff. I don't know what this team's been doing. I don't know what changes they made. I don't know if they had a chassis that they liked more than the other ones that got destroyed. I don't know if they had some certain things that they can't do anymore. I don't know what the case is, but we have seen LaJoie take a step down. If you, I mean, these are the intermediates, but if you look at LaJoie's racing as a whole, it's been a downward trend in terms of speed. Like Dover, this is a good race for him. This was really good. Kansas, bit of a step back, and then just constant struggle. I don't know where they're missing on that. The fact he destroyed that car in Q yesterday, or at least got involved in the wreck. That's concerning. You have to be concerned that Joy is going to run 32nd all day, because he's done that before. He has done that in the last 4 races. But you're in a situation where Harrison Burton is there, and I said entering, like, if Burton qualifies in the back of the field, I'm going to play him. High upside. Same thing with McDowell. I mean, he's nearly last, and it's been very correlated that if he's qualifying in the back, he's going to be there. But even still, like, with McDowell starting 33rd, it's not going to be pretty. But raw points alone for a mid-20 finish, for 58, when you look in the 5K range, first off, you're not playing Austin Dillon. You're not playing Justin Haley. You're not playing Noah Gragson. Man, Gilliland seems to be the best lower own play there. But the runs are depressing. This is concerning. Outside top 30. That's rough, man. That is rough. They're slow. Front Row Motorsports is slow this week. So normally when you see Gilliland being 27th, you're not too worried about it, because he's been able to really show up and do stuff. I mean, this is a Rick Ware, but he's been able to do stuff. But when they're that slow, it's rough. So in the 5K range, your only options are McDowell, Burton, LaJoie, and Gilliland. And it's most likely more leaning to Burton and LaJoie, just because they offer a much safer floor, and you're most likely not going to be able to get to McDowell unless you build around him. You're probably going to be like $100, $200 short of getting him in your lineup. You just honestly, at that point when you're at the value range, you're just hoping your guy can get there. I will probably have, I'll probably be on Harrison Burton the most personally, and that's probably where I'm at. Can we do a live watch the race night? No, that'd be too long. And I don't think enough people would watch. We've kind of done that before. I'd rather do it for a truck race or something, but usually I'm busy or things are going on and stuff. That'd be a long one, dude. That'd be 3.5 hours. And I don't know. No offense, that's one where I need more viewers than 12 people, man. And plus I watch with my friends in Discord anyway, and if there's any good sound bites and stuff, I post it anyway there. Any bells starting 22nd? Nope. 4K driver. I just answered that. McDowell, Chalky. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know what other people are doing. Final stage live watch. No. Also, I really don't want to be tilted on stream. I really don't. The stream, honestly, the stream would suck. If the race goes, imagine the leaders wreck on lap 1. like Chastain moves up, he takes out Reddick, and they collect Truex and stuff, my day's fucking over. I'm not gonna sit around and watch that fucking race. I watch that on the week, at like 2x. Like if most of the time if my lines are fucking dead, like the first day, I can't even watch it in like a good mood. I'm just fuming, pissed off. You don't want that. Tori, I've answered that like 4 times. Who are the 4 guys I've mentioned like 4 times, dude? And let me reiterate the ownership at the value range, whether it be Burton, McDowell, LaJoy. That is not going to be what wins you the tournament today. I don't really mean to come across as like it doesn't really matter, but I am not focused on that ownership there. I am focused on the combination of drivers up top. So if I land on like the most owned guy at the value, like so be it. I want to make sure I'm getting 4 to 3, 9 to 10K guys, even possibly 11K guys that I can be different enough up there. Like that's what we're focusing on. Like who cares? Like truly speaking, like who cares if you play the guy who? Let me move this over. Actually, here, I'll even reiterate this. I'll give you my projections for all these dinglings in the back. Austin Dillon, I have projected for 28 points. I have Harrison Burton projected for 28 points. I have McDowell projected for 28 points. I have LaJoy for 25 points. So clearly, I don't have a fucking lean on any of these guys. Doesn't matter. I don't have them really projected to really get to value, honestly. I mean, Burton, that's his 5x, but like I'm not concerned about that range down there. Like if if I play the dude who scores 24 points there, and the highest owned guy is scoring 29, like okay, so be it or whatever. That'll probably make a difference in like the top 10 finishers of a contest, but if your lap leaders are Chastain, Reddick, Truex, Larson, Byron, Hamlin, the correct combination of those guys, prioritizing 3, possibly 4 of those guys, that's what matters at the end. So don't make such a big deal with the value stuff on the bottom, to be honest. They're all the same play. I would have that be dictated by salary, to be honest with you. Fit in the guys you want up top. Play whoever it lands on at the bottom. That's my approach for this race here. We definitely want. No, you don't. You don't want to see me tilt times because I don't get mad and stuff. All I do is just wish death upon people. Like when Dean Thompson flew into the wall on Friday, I was like, please Lord, let him slide down the track and just get fucking T-boned. Just take this motherfucker out of my life. I don't even want to deal with it. You just kill him off. Like that's all I do. And then I like move on. I go get like a soda. I have on Counter-Strike or something. Like it's not or it's really depressing. It's yesterday, fun. I mean, at this point we kind of talked about it. Fun, depressing thing yesterday. Don't remember the exact line, but the line that was tied for first for a good portion of the race, it had Chandler Smith, Custer, Weatherman, and then the correct place differential guys. I think it was Mayer, Barry. Don't remember exactly. I changed that line out with like 10 minutes before the race started because I was like, I'm gonna not play Custer. I'm gonna try and be underweight on Custer. And I played 3 lines, and that was the first line that I threw in there. And that was a line that 2 of the guys in Discord had that were tying for first at a time. And that was just a depressing. It was yesterday. It was very much of like, to be honest, I was like, man, I kind of really hope that line doesn't win. I can give up. I can be okay with switching off a line that finishes 22nd that pays $80. I can live with an $80 difference. I cannot live because I did this years ago as well at a Daytona race. I had the optimal and I changed it. It is very difficult to live with changing off a lineup. That's a $5,000 swing. Last year, Phoenix played, I think it was LeBay over Raja Caruth. Made that choice to try and get different. Missed out on the optimal, man. Those are probably the biggest tilts of like I changed this line or I didn't play it, which that just gets sad because I just get depressed for like 30 minutes of like, fuck, man, I really hope this doesn't hit. If this hits, I'm gonna be really pissed off and sad. Like my tilts are nothing much. They're not very entertaining. Let me think. What else? I think we've pretty much hit on most of the stuff. Even if you don't want to chase, my, four guys up top. I like it. I mean, I'm defaulting to my projections at that point. I pretty much gave all the laps led and fast laps to people starting the top 10 today. Outside of Haley, and outside of Logano. So that's pretty much that. Let's see. Oh yeah, the very first Nashville race. Oh man, yeah, dude, fuck, man. Those are the worst. Like that's, man. Because then you think, it's not even that. Like, see, this is why, like, this is just me tilting. This is how I tilt. It's like, man, it's not even that. Do you know how much your life changes with that? You know, the stress and relief that you lose? Like, it's taken away from that stuff. Oh, man, it's just depressing and sad. It's not, I don't get angry. I don't throw stuff. I'm like, dude, like Chad Chastain yesterday. Dude, if somebody could just take a fucking cleaver to the back of the dude's neck for me, that'd be great. But that's really about it. The people get mad. I mean, at this point, we're truly just rambling. I mean, kind of just look at this stuff for where you would go. Like, for NFL, if I don't have your player, I hope your player fucking snaps his ACL. I hope he fucking breaks his leg. That if I gotta beat, some lineup on, like, at the end of the day, I hope that guy breaks his fucking leg. If it's a showdown contest and I don't own this guy, I hope he breaks his leg. I absolutely hope this guy has a career-ending injury, and I can take advantage of that. That's how, like the Bengals-Bills game. I had, not that I had rent on it, but I had like $400 on that fucking game. And that was on the 28th. It was like towards the end of the month. And I was like, it'd be really cool to just cover the rent with this one game, so I don't have to dig into savings and stuff. So I was actively pissed off that game got canceled and they didn't play it that night because I was like, dude, I wanted to see if I had my fucking rent. I mean, I had it covered, but I wanted to see if I could pay rent with that game. So I was like pissed off, and I'm still am. I'm like, they should have fucking played that game. Who cares if he dies on the field? I need my money. I need my action. Like that's how I tilt. That's that. So. Let's see. Yeah, good luck, Big Rip. Hope you're able to contend tonight. And also, that's why a lot of people don't like me in this industry, because I just treat these athletes as numbers, which that's all they are to me. Thoughts on AJ Allmendinger? Oh man, I cannot do it. If I'm wrong there, I'm wrong. I'm absolutely wrong. We've seen improvement. This could be a situation where that's the wrong one. This could be a situation where a colleague is back to their old ways, and they are. I have no idea how to spell Allmendinger. It's an M. That's a K. That's not an M. We've seen colleague make improvements in the Cup Series program. Like, these are good. We've seen them actively go from back 20s to mid 20s to now they're continuing for top 20 finishes. The qualifying speed that they have this week is an anomaly. It's the first time we've seen them be this fast. I'm not saying that they're not making improvements, but this might be a situation where they're a little too trimmed out, back to their old ways, not even trying to get there, but they're kind of back there on accident. If you remember in Xfinity for like 3 years in a row, AJ would qualify on the pole, qualify second, qualify fourth, qualify fifth, whatever, and it was dog shit in race trim. Horrible in the air. Horrible in dirty air. I would be concerned about that here because we already see these guys get Stupid tight out of the corners. I mean, they do that everywhere, but like here at Nashville, they are getting a high amount of arrow push out of the corners. Um, if Allmendinger, works today, I just won't be on him. That's just how it is. Yeah, Sterling, thank you for being honest. I mean, I know other people have to take this and they're like, well, that's a person. Like, I don't care. These guys don't know who I am. All I know is I got a $50 lineup needing Waddle to get a touchdown. And so whoever the safety is covering him, I'd love if he could just break his ACL so we can get some third stringer to cover Waddle so I can get a touchdown. Yeah, or like in golf, I love it. Because I don't play a lot of golf. I love it whenever I look on like a Sunday and I get a DraftKings notification. So and so is withdrawn on Sunday. Like, this guy's withdrawn on Saturday. The dude made the cut, then he withdrew. Like, oh my god. Oh, dude, that's brutal. Byron or Truex. Very, very tough. Very tough. I believe I have. It's so close, man. It's so close. It's such a tough question. So close, so close, so close. I would go Truex. I mean, this is a nail biter. Two of my favorite plays in this race. I would probably prioritize Truex. But please, guys, play some Byron today. If you don't have at least 30% in Byron today, I don't know what to say, man. I don't know. I'm not gonna do 3 lines, but what do I do, man? What do I do? I'm trying to get better at not just throwing $300 at a slate. Oh man, I don't know. Byron will probably be my 3rd or 4th highest owned driver today. I'll probably go 100% on Chastain. Then probably Truex and then Byron, actually. Reddick will probably be my 4th highest owned driver of the top guys. And yeah, I think that's about it, man. I think that's about where I go. All right, change the question. Which of the two? Oh, of those two, it's Byron and Truex for sure. Reddick is probably the first off the chopping block for me in that sense. But yeah, for 20 max wise, for Ross, Reddick, Byron. I'll just tell you what this ran earlier. Take this off. Here, I'll just tell you what this, because this last crunch I did on Sabres, I mean, this is 150, but this gives you a good indication of where I would go between those guys. So that is Ross, Reddick, Byron, Truex, Larson. So Ross, 60%. Reddick, 100%. That's what I'd probably change. I would probably bring down Reddick a little. That's what this is telling me. Byron, 59%. Truex, 90%. And Larson, I don't know, this thing even played Larson. It didn't play Larson in this crunch. But I'd probably have Larson at like 20, maybe 15. That's what I would do. That is what I would do. Let's see. I think that's about it, guys. We've been here for 45 minutes. I think I talked about where I wanted to go. If you got like specific questions on like, I don't know, some 8K play or whatever, I would just default to my projections. I will admit I'm worried about Bubba's car, to be honest. That really sucked. He spun out. I'd be worried about playing Bubba today. I would have honest concerns because they're not going to repair the car. Which, fuck, man, I don't know, man. I'm worried about the car just being bad in general, following that. little off-track excursion. I'd almost prefer, like, realistically speaking, I think they should just repair the car and just start at the rear. For DFS, he's just non-existent today, which really sucked. That's why I like Reddick so much, because I anticipate on playing a 2311 guy. Reddick has the speed, but yeah. Let's see. No, I mean it does. I think it's all the regret. I'll probably die on the hill saying it's when you change the line, and the line that you had, which is why I very rarely change stuff. But I think it's when you change the line, when you screw yourself over like that probably hurts the most. Because I can live with losing, bouncing from the top to the bottom with how things play out. It's going to happen all the time. But when I actively shoot myself in the foot and not give my chance to be there, I think that hurts the most. Ooh, a Ty Gibbs question. Ooh, good one. What I got him for? Man. I'd probably say a no on Gibbs. I got a lot of drivers that start between like 10th and 25th, projected to score like high 20s to mid 30s, and he's one of them. He doesn't really stand out to me in any form or fashion. Especially if I will say this. I'm not playing Bell. If you're playing Christopher Bell, I think you should consider playing Ty Gibbs instead. I think they're very much identical plays. The difference in potential place differential is given to you in the discount that Ty Gibbs gives you over Bell. I wouldn't play either one of those guys, but that'd be my only opinion on Ty Gibbs. Yeah, if you get some Busher in your 20 lines, I think you're fine. Even if you end up with like 3 or 2 lineups, that's fine. If it goes any higher, I probably wouldn't do that. All right, so I think that's about it, guys. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for joining me on your Sunday. Enjoy the late night. Enjoy the time with your friends and family. If you guys have any questions, you can always reach me either on Patreon, in Discord, or just tweet at me. And I prefer tweets instead of messages so other people can see if I answer something that maybe other people are wondering, whatever the case may be. But yeah, thank you guys very much for being here. Feel free to support me by joining the Patreon at the start of next month. And yeah, I'll see you guys for, oh my God, the Chicago Street Course. Oh boy, dude, just fucking paint the walls of my brains. What a waste of a weekend. What a waste of a race. That's all I gotta say. That's gonna suck. See you guys later.